Before we get to the video, I'd like for you guys to stay to the end where I give you more LED options and tell you where you can get these pod lights from. Back when I did this little light modification, I honestly didn't think anything about it. But you guys want to know how it's done. So what I'm going to do is pull some of this apart. I'm not going to pull the lights out because they're glued in. We'll go over how I attached everything once we're done. This is a really simple deal here. And yeah, you guys said you wanted to see it. So I'm going to show you what it takes to do this modification. One of the coolest features, in my opinion, of this is the fact that as you lower the hood, the lights go on and off with a tip switch. So just like that light, these lights go on and off as you raise and lower the hood. Now that's important because you don't want these things to be burning, obviously, once you've got the hood closed. Besides their LEDs, I literally leave the hood up on my car all the time. This thing will stay sometimes with the hood up for 3 or 4 days before I ever start it, and no issues whatsoever. As far as the battery, I think this is like a Walmart Superstart battery or something like that. I don't know what it is, maybe. These little LEDs, I bought these from Walmart, guys. So before we get started, let's go ahead, close the garage door, turn out all the lights, and show you guys just how well these things work. So as you can see, it is pitch black in here now. The only light that's coming through is in the windows. Look at this. You literally can work on your car in the pitch black. I have to admit, this is probably one of the best little modifications that I've done. Look at all that light, guys. No other light than from right here. That position really works well. So like I said, this is a very, very helpful little modification that you can do. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, these things cost 10 bucks at Walmart. So if you guys are interested in knowing how to do this, stay tuned. We'll get started in just a second. So let's start right here with your tip switch. I've already wired everything up for mine, but for right now, what I'm going to do is just pull this down. And as you can see, as this switch moves, the lights go on and off. I'm just going to snip these wires right here because like I said, I'm not going to rerun the wire. I'll show you guys how to do that once we're done. So let's go ahead, get these cut, get this tip switch off, and let's talk about what it takes to do this. So you're going to want to unplug your switch, and then you're going to have an 8mm bolt right here that you just saw me take out. And for now, what we're going to do is, like I said, we're just going to clip these wires right here, and this will get us where we need to be. So this is your tip switch. So this is what we're going to be working on, and it's a very simple little device, but we're going to have to pull this thing apart to be able to get to the internals and wire this up. So what you're going to have to do first is unclip this. And remember, you're not going to have these wires right here like I have. So let's go ahead, pull this thing apart, and I'll show you what we're working with. So just start on the back here and start to unclip this thing. Now, like I said, mine has some hot glue on it, so it's stuck pretty good. You just want to pull it apart like that. So this is your tip switch. These two pieces right here, these two metal contacts, are what make contact with your light bulb. As you can see, I have an LED in here, but this is what's going to make contact with your light bulb. So what we're going to do here is just be smart about this and tap into the positive side of this. That's all we're going to do, okay? If you were to plug this in, this is going to be your hot side. So just hold yours like this, look at it, and there's your hot side. So all I did here was solder in a connection to the metal piece, to the metal strap right here. And then I took a small drill bit and drilled down right through here to where it comes out right there. Now you can do this a lot neater, nicer if you want to. This just worked for me. So yeah, this is your tip switch in here. I think it may be mercury. I'm honestly not sure if it's a mercury filled switch or what, so be careful. I have no clue what's inside of this thing. It's probably mercury. It'll probably kill you. Run a piece of wire out the back side of it somewhere like this. And then you essentially just want to hook your positive side of your lights into this. So let's make this as easy as possible. Let's see if we can understand what it is that we have here. So let's look at the connections that we already have. This connector right here is what plugs into the bottom of this switch. All this is right here is a ground strap. Now, if you watch this, as we tip it, it's that quick. I mean, that's how it works, right? So every time we tip this and this light comes on, that means that this is energized now. This little wire that we attached to the strap is now energized. The next step in this process would be obviously to wire your lights up. So then the question is, well, how do I get the wire up? How is everything hidden? What I did was run a clothes hanger through here and grab the wire and pulled the wire back up, attached it right here to this one, and then pulled one set of wires up. So once you pull your wire up like this, you're gonna wanna just strip it back. And guys, I recommend you solder everything. I don't have any solder left at the moment, so I've actually got to go to the store to get some, but I'm gonna show you guys just how easy this is. Now, all you have to do is ground the ground side of this wire to the body of the car and then touch it to this, and you should have power now. There you go. See? Now the lights light up. So we know that this wire is correct. And for right now, guys, I'm just gonna wrap some electrical tape around this. You normally would solder this connection. Okay, so once you have verified that that works, solder your connection, put you some shrink wrap around it. Like I said, we're not doing that right now. So since we know this works, I can isolate this. That's a really small connection. What I would recommend you do is solder it in to the back side of this. Okay, you can clean this off and solder this wire right to the back side of that. That way everything is nice and neat. I don't have any solder at the moment, so I guess we'll just wrap it around. We'll peel it back a little bit for this purpose. So we're just gonna put our screw back in. Hopefully you will have soldered these two connections right here. Everything is already working. Now all we have to do is put everything back together. Sorry, I wrapped the tape in the wrong place, so we want to take that back off. So unplug it. Okay, let's put the other side of this back together. Plug this back in, and I'm going to wrap this back up like I had it. That seemed pretty secure for right now for what I'm trying to do. Okay, so we just want to hook everything back up. And that's it, guys. That is essentially all you have to do. And let's see if this works. Yep, as you can see, everything works good. This is probably going to be a really short video. And I know a lot of you probably don't like modifications like this, but man, it has been probably one of the most requested little simple mods that I've ever done. So I figured I'd go ahead and share it with you guys. So I hope somebody gets something out of it. Just remember, don't put a halogen bulb in it. If you don't know what that is, it's like your typical old school bulb that gets real hot. I'll put a link up to these if I can find it. Just remember, guys, just wire them together and then pull one set of wires up, hook your ground up, hook your positive up. You should be good to go. If you guys do this modification, tag me on Instagram at BREW2L, at Brutal. I'd like to see what you guys come up with. You can put more in here. You can do all sorts of stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. And as always, thanks for watching. This is the only place that I've been able to find these lights, right here. So this is superbrightleds.com, and they seem to be the only one that I can find that carries these. Now be careful right over here. You have a different Kelvin. So this is a really like bright white, and you have more of a natural light, and then you have the warm, which is going to be more of an amber. Also down here you have a titanium look and a black look. So these are each. I could not find these things anywhere on Walmart. Look, there's a lot of options. You can run light strips, stuff like that. As long as it's a 12-volt light strip, you can probably run that. I'm not saying run this. I'm just saying you can run about anything that you want to. I will recommend, if you have a Walmart nearby, go ahead and stop by your Walmart back in the car audio section where all the little LED lights and stuff like that are. Typically that's where you'll find these if they're there, but for whatever reason, I don't know how to search them on their site. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up, and as always, thanks for watching.